Hello and welcome to English Practice Hub. In this video, you will listen to a very simple but also very interesting story in English. The story is called My Day Without My Phone. Phones are everywhere in our lives. We use them to wake up, to check the time, to talk with friends, to study, to listen to music, and to relax. But what happens if one day you live without your phone? No alarm in the morning. No messages from your friends. No music on the bus. No scrolling on social media at night. At first, it feels strange. But later, you may discover new things about yourself. This video is not only a story, it is also a practice lesson for you. By listening to this slow and simple English, you will learn many useful words and sentences about daily routines. You will practice how to talk about waking up, going to school, meeting friends, eating lunch, cooking dinner, and getting ready for bed. These are all basic topics that you can use in real life. You will also learn how to tell a story in the past tense and how to connect your ideas step by step. For example, you will hear words like first, then, after that, finally. These are simple but powerful words that make your English more natural. Remember, listening is one of the best ways to improve your English. The more you listen, the easier it becomes to understand English speakers. And when you understand more, you can also speak more confidently. That is why this video is designed for beginners who want to practice listening every day. Here is what will happen in this story. In the first part, you will hear about the morning without a phone. No alarm, no clock, waking up late. In the second part, you will hear about school without a phone. No notes on the screen, no messages to friends. In the third part, you will hear about lunch without a phone. Talking more face to face, listening more carefully. In the fourth part, you will hear about the evening without a phone. Reading, cooking, and walking instead of scrolling. And in the last part, you will hear about the lesson learned at the end of the day. So this video will give you two things at the same time. First, it will give you an interesting story about daily life that you can connect with. Second, it will give you the chance to listen to English slowly, clearly, and simply, so that you can improve your listening skills step by step. Stay until the end, because the story has a message that may inspire you. Maybe after listening to this, you will also try to spend one day without your phone. And if you do, you will see the world in a different way. So, are you ready? Let's start the story, My Day Without My Phone. I usually wake up with my phone alarm. Every morning, the alarm rings. I press the screen, and I open my eyes. But today, it is different. Today, I do not have my phone. I forgot it at home last night, or maybe I lost it. I am not sure. But the important thing is this. Today I must live without my phone. The first problem starts in the morning. There is no alarm to wake me up. My room is quiet. The window is closed. The curtains are still dark. I open my eyes slowly, and I see the sunlight coming through the window. I feel confused. I do not know the time. Maybe it is 6 o'clock. Maybe it is 9. Without a phone, I cannot be sure. I sit up in bed and look around. Normally, the first thing I do is check my messages. But today, there is nothing to check. No screen, no notifications, no quick news. I feel strange. My hands almost move by habit, as if they want to take the phone. But then I laugh, because there is no phone to take. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face with cold water, and it helps me wake up. I look in the mirror and smile. Okay, I tell myself. This will be a new kind of day. A day without a phone. Let's see what happens. Next, I go to the kitchen. Normally, when I eat breakfast, I also look at my phone. I scroll through social media, or I read the news, or I answer a few messages. But today, the table is quiet. It is only me, my breakfast, and the sound of the spoon in the bowl. I prepare a simple breakfast: bread, butter, and tea. I sit at the table and eat slowly. At first, it feels boring. There is nothing to distract me. But then I start to notice other things. The smell of the tea, the sound of birds outside, the way the sunlight touches the wall. These are small details, but they feel special. After breakfast, I try to check the time. Normally, I would press the phone screen. But now, I must look for a clock. I find an old watch in the drawer. It is almost 9 o'clock. I laugh again, because I realize I woke up late. Without an alarm, time feels different. I hurry to prepare for school. I put on my clothes, I brush my teeth, and I pack my bag. Normally, I check the bus schedule on my phone. But today, I must just go and wait. I feel nervous, because maybe the bus will be late, maybe I will miss it. But I also feel curious. Life without a phone is full of surprises. On the way out, I feel my pocket empty. Normally, I always feel my phone there. It is like a part of me. But today, the pocket is light. I keep touching it, and every time I remember, no phone. It feels strange, almost uncomfortable, but also interesting. As I walk to the bus stop, I look around. Normally, I walk with headphones in my ears. Music, podcasts, messages. But today, I hear the real world. The cars passing by, the sound of children laughing, the wind blowing through the trees. It is different, but it is real. At the bus stop, people stand with their phones in their hands. They scroll, they type, they look at the screen. I stand there with nothing. I feel a little awkward, but also free. I do not have to check anything. I just wait. I look at the clouds. I look at the people. I think about my day. When the bus comes, I get on. Normally, I would use my phone to pay. But today, I use my bus card. I sit by the window, and I watch the city pass by. Without music, the ride feels longer. But I also notice more things: the buildings, the shops, the people on bikes. This is how my morning begins without a phone. It feels strange, uncomfortable, and different. But at the same time, it feels calm, quiet, and maybe even beautiful. When I arrive at the university, the first thing I notice is that almost everyone is holding a phone. Students are walking across the campus with their heads down, looking at the screen. Some are listening to music, some are reading messages, some are watching videos. I walk with empty hands, and for a moment, I feel different. It feels like everyone is connected, but I am not. I enter the building and go to my first class. Normally, I use my phone to check the classroom number, but today I cannot. So, I stop and look at the notice board on the wall. It is full of papers, schedules, and announcements. It feels old-fashioned, but it works. I find my class written in small letters. Environmental Law, Room 203. I smile. I still manage to find it without my phone. When I enter the classroom, many students are already sitting. Most of them have their phones on the desk. Some are typing, some are scrolling, some are waiting. I sit down, and for a second, I feel the empty space on my desk. No screen, no messages, only my notebook and pen. The teacher arrives and begins the lecture. Normally, I would open the Notes app on my phone and type quickly. But today, I open my notebook and write by hand. At first, it feels slow. My hand gets tired. But after a few minutes, I notice something. Writing by hand makes me focus more. I listen carefully, I write carefully, and I understand better. During the break, I usually check my messages. But today, I just sit and look around. Some students are talking with each other, but many are looking at their screens. I decide to start a conversation with the student next to me. I say, "Hi, how are you?" She looks surprised, but then she smiles. We start talking. We talk about the class, the teacher, the homework. It is a simple talk, but it feels good. I realize that without my phone, I have more courage to speak face to face. After the break, we continue with the second lecture. This time, we have a group discussion. Normally, I would quickly check facts on my phone, but today I cannot. I must depend on my memory, my notes, and my own ideas. It feels risky, but it also feels real. When I share my opinion, my classmates listen carefully. I see that I can still contribute, even without the internet in my hand. At lunchtime, I go to the cafeteria. Normally, I order food with an app. But today, I wait in line and speak directly to the person at the counter. I say, "1 soup and bread, please." It feels simple, but also more human. I carry my tray to the table and sit down. Usually, I would look at my phone while eating, but today I just eat. The food tastes stronger. The bread is warm. The soup smells nice. Without a phone, I notice more details. After lunch, I go to the library. This is the hardest part, because normally, I use my phone to check research papers, search online, and save documents. Today, I must use only books and the computer in the library. It takes more time, but I also feel like a real student from the past. I touch the pages, I underline sentences, and I take notes by hand. In the afternoon, I meet with a group for a project. Normally, we would make a WhatsApp group and share ideas there. But today, I cannot join. So I write down the notes in my notebook, and I promise to send them later from my laptop. My friends look at me strangely, but then we laugh. "You are old school today," they say. I nod and smile. Yes, I am old school, but I also feel focused and calm. By the time the lectures are over, I feel tired but proud. I survived a whole school day without a phone. It was difficult at first, but I discovered new things. Writing by hand helps me remember more. Speaking face to face creates real connections, and living without constant notifications makes me feel more free. After the morning classes, I feel hungry and a little tired. Normally, I would check my phone to see where my friends are having lunch. But today, I cannot send a message, and I cannot check any group chat. So I simply walk to the cafeteria, hoping to find someone I know. When I enter the cafeteria, the room is full of students. Almost every table has people looking at their phones while eating. Some are laughing at a video, some are typing quickly, some are taking pictures of their food. I hold my tray and look around. For a moment, I feel lost. Without a phone, I cannot text anyone. "Where are you sitting?" But then I see one friend waving at me. I smile and join her table. I put down my tray and say, "Hello." She is surprised to see me without my phone. "Why are you not using your phone today?" she asks. I explain, "I left it at home. So today is a day without my phone." She laughs and says, "That sounds difficult." I nod and say, "Yes, but maybe it is also interesting." As we eat, I notice something. Normally, I would take a bite of food, then look at my phone, then take another bite. But today I simply eat. I taste the soup carefully. The bread feels warm in my hands. The smell of the food is stronger. I also listen to my friend more carefully because I am not distracted. We talk about the morning classes, the homework, and our weekend plans. It feels more natural, more human. After lunch, I decide to go for a short walk outside. Usually, I would walk with headphones in my ears, listening to music. But today, I hear the sounds of the campus, the birds in the trees, the sound of shoes on the ground, the wind moving through the leaves. It feels quiet, but not empty. I realize that my phone often blocks these small details from my attention. Later, I go to the library again. I need to prepare for an assignment. Normally, I would use my phone to check quick facts, to translate words, or to search for references. But now, I must use the library computer. It takes more time, but I also feel more focused. I cannot switch between apps. I cannot check social media. I just read, write, and think. It feels like a deep kind of work. Around 3 o'clock, I usually take a break and scroll on my phone. But today, I have no phone to scroll. So I take a notebook and draw small doodles. I also look out the window at the sky. For a while, I simply sit in silence. At first, it feels boring. But then, I notice something. My mind feels calm. I am not jumping from one app to another. I am not thinking about messages or notifications. I am just here, in this moment. Later in the afternoon, I need to meet with my group for a project. Normally, I would check the location in a group chat. But today, I just walk to the usual study room. Luckily, my group is there. They laugh when they see me without a phone. "How do you survive?" one of them asks. I answer, "I take notes by hand. I walk without music, and I just talk to people directly." They smile and say, "That sounds like life before smartphones." We all laugh. During the meeting, I notice another thing. Without my phone, I give full attention to my teammates. I listen carefully. I look at their faces. I remember their words. I write everything down in my notebook. I realize that sometimes phones make us half present. We are there, but not really there. Today, I am fully present. By the end of the afternoon, I feel a mix of emotions. I miss the comfort of my phone. I miss the quick answers, the music, the messages. But I also enjoy the new freedom. My head feels lighter. My eyes are not tired from looking at a screen. And my conversations feel deeper. After my afternoon study, I walk back home. Normally, I would look at my phone on the way. Maybe I would send a message. Maybe I would listen to music. Maybe I would check social media. But today, there is only me, the street, and the evening air. The sun is low, the sky is turning orange, and the city feels quiet. When I arrive home, I put my bag down and sit on the sofa. Usually, the first thing I do is unlock my phone and check everything. But now, there is nothing to check. For a moment, I feel strange. I do not know what to do with my hands. Then I smile, because I remember I can do other things. I go to the kitchen and cook dinner. Normally, I would follow a recipe on my phone. But tonight, I just cook from memory. I boil pasta, I cut vegetables, I add some cheese. The smell fills the kitchen, and I enjoy the simple process. Cooking feels slower, but also more peaceful. After dinner, I want to relax. Usually, I watch videos on my phone or scroll for hours. But today, I open a book. At first, it feels difficult. My mind wants the fast stimulation of a screen. But after a few pages, I start to enjoy it. The story takes me to another world, and I feel calm. Later in the evening, I sit near the window. I look at the people outside. Many of them are walking with phones in their hands. I feel different from them, but I also feel free. I am not checking, not scrolling, not waiting for notifications. I am just here, present in the moment. As the night grows darker, I think about my day. Without my phone, I woke up late. Without my phone, I had to find my class the old way. Without my phone, I wrote notes by hand. Without my phone, I talk more with people face to face. Without my phone, I tasted food more carefully. And without my phone, I spent my evening with books, thoughts, and silence. At first, it was difficult. I felt nervous, lost, and disconnected. But slowly, I discovered something important. Without my phone, I had more time. I had more focus. I had more real connections. I was not living through a screen. I was living in the real world. Finally, I go to bed. I brush my teeth. I change into my pajamas, and I lie down. The room is quiet. Normally, I would look at my phone before sleep. I would check messages. I would scroll one more time. But tonight, there is no screen. I close my eyes, and I fall asleep faster. It feels natural. And that is the end of my day without a phone. Thank you for listening to this story. This was my day without my phone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you also learned some useful English phrases about daily life. Remember, listening is one of the best ways to improve your English. The more you listen, the more confident you become. If you want more simple stories like this, subscribe to English Practice Hub. Stay with us, keep practicing, and keep growing every day. See you in the next video.